Hi, I'm Leah Clark. I'm a senior lecturer in art history at the Open University, and I specialise in the exchange and collection of art objects at the end of the 15th century in the Italian courts.
Hi, I'm Catherine Wilson and I'm senior lecturer in medieval history at the University of Chester, and I'm interested in the uses and the producers of luxury and everyday objects in the 14th and the 15th centuries.
Today we're in the Grosvenor Museum in Chester, and we're going to be looking at a chest and some keys which were used as the starting point for our Arts and Humanities Research Council grant called the Mobility of Objects Across Boundaries, or MOB.
MOB is a collaborative interdisciplinary project which reconsiders the history of material culture in the period 1000 to 1700. And by material culture, we simply mean the objects that surround us in our everyday lives. And quite simply, in the period 1000 to 1700, more objects were produced than ever before, and they travelled across geographic, cultural, political, class and linguistic boundaries.
So one of the aims of MOB is to consider the mobility of objects in the past and what did that mean for the objects, but also for the people that handled them and used them. One definition of MOB is a gathering of people coming together, but we wanted to extend this to think about how things could also be included in that, how people and things come together, and through their mobility they give rise to the transfer of motifs, of ideas and knowledge.
Studying the mobility of objects requires attention not only to the fluidity of objects, but at points when the objects were stopped in time or when they were transferred from one space and into another.
If we take keys as a starting point, we can think about how they're mobile, we carry them on our bodies, but they also give us access into other things, such as chests, which carry objects in them.
Chests have much to tell us about people in the past and their everyday lives. Chests facilitated the movement of peoples and their goods across spaces, whether that be in the home, in the city, or further afield.
We're downstairs in the vaults of the Grosvenor Museum to look at this chest here. The store is controlled in terms of temperature and humidity, which keeps the object safe. This is a chest that dates to the 16th century, and we know it came from the Goldsmiths' Hall, which is where the Goldsmiths Company, one of the trade guilds, operated in medieval Chester. And it probably would have held their important documents, possibly some gold, but definitely some things that would have helped in the function of the guild in Chester. There's a decorative design around one of the keyholes, which shows that it was probably designed to be seen. It wasn't meant to be hidden away. It's also, although it's made of iron, it's had these additional strips of iron riveted onto it to make it look really strong and secure. This chest is made of iron, which makes it very heavy, but even so, it's small enough to be portable, so people could have picked it up and moved it and the important documents or objects inside from one place to another. Although there is a key in the top of this chest and we can open some parts of it, we've never been able to open it fully, so we don't know what's still stored inside it. It may be nothing, but it's quite possible there may be some very interesting artefacts or documents within it. It's got two keyholes too, so presumably you would have had two keys to open this chest, and that could have been an additional security measure so that a key was held by different people and they both had to be present to open it. The key in the top of this chest we can still remove, and you can see just what a big key it is and how it was designed for a really big lock here and to protect some very important things inside. So this collection of medieval keys have all been found around Chester in various different contexts. Some have come from church sites, some have come from sites that were a bit more urban and possibly would have been people's homes. Some of them have got decorative ends like this one. Some of them are very big, like these, and some of them are smaller for caskets or small boxes. They all would have been designed to lock doors or chests to protect valuables and treasured items. This chest is still interesting as object today. We still use chests for various different things, whether it's at home or in churches, to lock away and protect our valuables and items that we really want to keep and that we treasure. And it's interesting that even though we don't know exactly what's inside this chest, it still has its own story to tell within the museum collection.